Look at this photograph. These teenagers are sitting shoulder to shoulder, yet their physical proximity is overshadowed by their digital isolation. It captures a crisis driving current policy: the documented rise in addiction and mental health decline among a generation tied to their screens. UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer recently announced a solution to this trend. His plan involved a total ban on social media for children under 16, alongside a ban on erotic AI chatbots for those under 18. Starmer described the move as a big step for the country and real change for the future. He argued that the current state of social media makes children unsafe, and as Prime Minister, he can't let that go on anymore. There is, however, a logistical complication in the policy. A platform cannot effectively block a 15-year-old without first verifying the age of every other user on the site. To enforce these limits, platforms are looking towards real-time identity checks. This would require any user wanting to open an account to submit to a biometric check or upload a digital version of their government ID. Because these platforms act as the primary gateways for modern communication, mandating state-verified entry points effectively ends the era of default anonymity for the majority of internet users. The government's defense relies on treating social media like alcohol or tobacco. By setting a legal age limit, they aim to establish a firm societal norm that certain digital spaces are not for children. Lawmakers acknowledge workarounds exist, but argue that if a child's peer group is removed from an app, the network effect is broken. Without their friends there, the app's addictive pull significantly weakens. Many in the tech community argue this logic is flawed. They point out that blocking access to moderated mainstream platforms doesn't end internet usage, it simply pushes it toward the fringes. This is the Pirate Bay effect. When a mainstream hub is blocked, traffic splinters. Users who are determined to bypass the gate often land on unmoderated alternative sites, where there are no safety standards or content filters. Regulatory logic designed for physical products, like banning a bottle of spirits, backfires in a digital environment, where the product is a borderless stream of data that can always find a new path. The most direct method of enforcement involves users digitizing their physical identity. Platforms would require a scan of a passport or driver's license to grant access to a profile. This creates a honeypot risk. By forcing millions to upload sensitive documents to private servers, the government builds a high-value target for hackers, seeking a massive, centralized database of identity data. An alternative being explored is localized cryptographic verification. This allows a user to prove they meet an age requirement without actually handing their personal documents over to the social media company. Using zero-knowledge proofs, your phone locally scans your ID and sends a true token. The server confirms your age without seeing your name. However, the system still links interactions to a verifiable identity. The token remains a permanent tether to your real-world person. This means that no matter how secure the technology is, any functional age gate destroys the ability to speak or exist pseudonymously online. The UK's decision is part of a global movement. Several nations are now moving simultaneously towards stricter control over digital access. Australia acted as the pioneer for this legislative blueprint, and its model is now being adapted by the EU and Indonesia. The era of the open, anonymous web is being replaced by state-mandated identity checkpoints. The internet is moving from a borderless frontier to a collection of gated networks. To move between these spaces, users must now present a digital passport, making every action traceable to a physical person. By creating a permanent, traceable link between an individual and their every online action, the tools designed to verify a child's age provide the exact infrastructure needed for state monitoring of adult speech. It leaves us with a fundamental question: is the total loss of digital anonymity an acceptable price to pay for the mental health of the next generation?